GeogAtoZ, Day 5, supporting the National Festival of Fieldwork from the Geographical Association. E is for environment, and I really want you to think about the power of descriptive vocabulary. Yes, geographical vocabulary, but also the descriptive vocabulary that you might be able to work on near you. And if you've not come across one resource that I'd highly recommend, it's Descriptosaurus from Routledge. There's a free writing toolkit that you can download from them to give you a sample of the book, but I highly recommend the book, particularly for describing physical geography or maybe for describing landscapes near you. Such richness and the variety of different synonyms that you can come up with that can really help to describe your landscape and bring that to life. One way in the urban environment I'd encourage you to think about is the buildings. And as I talked about one other day, the phrase shops and their tops, which came from Kate Glanville at a recent Geographical Association conference. And I want you to think perhaps about the columns that we see in many buildings, many banks, many shops on your high street. You might see these grand columns. What are the specific names that we could give to them? So there's Doric, Ionic, and Corinthian columns. Those are phrases that you may not have come across before, but those have different designs, and those have different designs that could be described. The Doric are cleanly planar, and they have three grooves at the top. They don't have much decoration on them. The Ionic, as you can see there, have these scrolls at the top of them. The scrolls alongside the kind of more plain base. And then the Corinthian columns have the acanthus leaves at the top. They're far more decorative, far more ornate. So we are influenced by Greek architecture in our daily lives in the streets that we see and in our major shopping centres. The Trafford Centre here in Greater Manchester, really kind of celebration of Greco-Roman architecture, really impressive in the way that it shows off how we still choose to design places that look powerful, important, and have some sort of value to us, as opposed to more modern building styles that maybe at times we move away from. And again, just going to another different city, thinking about these Doric and Ionic Corinthian columns, these are images from the city of Sheffield. Again, in preparation for another talk that I did, just looking at the tops of shops and seeing the different words that we could perhaps put to these different columns that we can see. There's the three main terms that I would use with primary children. But if we keep looking at these, there's a lot of other terms here that we could perhaps use to describe the different ways that these buildings are presenting themselves. Nowadays, they're perhaps different uses to when they were first built. Many of them would have been far more important, far more significant landmark buildings when the developers built them, but they echo a lot of different styles, some echoing Scottish building styles, as well as those styles from Rome and Greece. So worth looking around your local area to see if you've got examples of this. And my final slide is going to be a range of different language, which I'm not going to help you to explain now, but you could go away and do a bit of homework and see if you can have the terminology, if you wanted to perhaps teach upper key stage 2, to go around your local area and to really engage them in the different words that you could have to describe these different built landscapes in your local area. So here's the list. Here's the list of different words that I found, different words that if you really wanted to build up your descriptive vocabulary for your local area, you could use to help bring those built, carved, architectural perspectives to life.